What's up, everyone? This is your boy Herman Hildo, aka Haluhalo, and welcome back to my channel, Haluhalo Music. Guys, thank you so much for the love that you have been showing me on my first tutorial ever. Um, Thank you guys so much. I love the comments and just interacting with you guys. You guys are hitting me up in the comments, getting me on Twitter, Instagram. Guys, thank you so much. Um, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will subscribe back, and don't forget to hit that notifications. If any time that you are confused and maybe I'm not explaining it well, please, man, feel free to hit me up and say, hey, man, I this didn't make sense. Like, can you please go in depth more? That does two things. A, I can communicate better with you guys because I want to make sure that what I am saying is coming through clearly and very easy for you guys to follow along, right? I love constructive criticism, so don't be afraid to shoot it my way. You can text me at 209-845-7761, or you can email me at music@roottokingdom.com, or hit me up on my social medias, which is also in the notes section on this channel. Okay, so episode 1 of this series, starting a beat from start to finish. This is episode 2. In episode 1, we started this beat right here. This one. We started this beat, and I went ahead and I cleaned it up, and I added some more things in on what I wanted the beat to sound like. I believe we start off with the kick drum and the snare, so it's basically the right, and then I added in the hi-hats later. And oftentimes I like to start off with the kick and the snare. It's just easier for me. Very, very rarely will I start off on the melody. um, Different genres, I do start off in the melody. For example, like reggae I start off in the melody. But for like hip-hop, trap, maybe my electronic projects, depending what it is, I do start off with a beat, with a drum beat, or even a bass line. Okay, so let's listen to see what I got so far. I'm gonna go ahead and solo this out. Push the S, and what the S does, it basically solos this whole region out, and yeah, so this is the only one you're gonna hear, and it mutes the rest of everything else. You can also do it the long way. If you have a lot of tracks, it's gonna take you a long time. You can just go ahead and mute it out. Now, I don't do it this way. The only time I use this mute button is if I don't like I don't like this sound. I just want to see what it sounds like without it too, so I can make a decision whether I'm going to keep it or not. Then I use the mute button. But for this purpose of this video, let's go ahead and use this solo button for this purpose here. Okay, let's listen to it. I'm going to pull this up. Cool, right? So basically it's just a loop, right? It's just 2 bars. This is just 2 bars, and I just looped it. I just copied and pasted it. I just copy and pasted it, and then of course, I added a little bit of flavor at the end, which I'm gonna add more later on as I go, and we'll get into that, right? Those are called fill-ins, but very simple beat, not a lot going on. The only thing that I got 4 things going on. I got the kick drum, the snare, the closed hi-hat, and the open hi-hat, right? And I also want you to see something else here. Notice how these colors are a little bit different than everything else, and some are brown and some are red. Well, I did not color coordinate this. What these colors means, especially in the editor, is how much louder the sound is going to be, the note will be, right? So this kick drum, for instance, is at 110 velocity, and this one is at 127 velocity. So this 127, that number is higher, so this is going to be louder. And I also did it here for the hi-hat, the closed hi-hat, right? And I made the open hi-hat a little bit louder as well too, at 122. And now what this is gonna do, this is gonna add like that bouncy sound. It's gonna give the almost the I don't want to say illusion, but it's gonna give the listener this bounce feel to it, where they're gonna wanna move their body to the song. And this is this is um this is what I do. You don't have to do this. I'm just telling you one way to do something. So if there's you can also add bounce by using a compressor, which is called sidechain compression, and we will get into that. But for this purpose right here, I just showed you how to change up the drum loudness of each kick drum and each note, right? So don't be afraid to play with that. Um, like I said, it's gonna add this complexity, this dynamic to your drum beat. Now let's look at something else. Notice this box here, the ones that kind of look the same, right? Look like little drum machines. Well, these are all drum machines. These are all drum kits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 drum kits right here. Why do I have that? Because I felt like this drum kit wasn't enough. Like there was something missing. I wanted to add more to it. So I started off by, let me create another drum kit, and I'm gonna use the analog circuits here. So I went to drum kit, analog circuits, and I got here. And all it is one note. All it is one note. Let's go ahead and listen to it. So I have these two soloed out, so they're gonna play at the same time. Let's listen to it. I want you to see it at the same time. Cool, right? Just added that. It made it more exciting. I feel like it was the perfect addition to that drum beat, right? And notice on something else too. So I'm gonna put the cursor right here. Now your on beats are the whole numbers: the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, right? Those are all your on beats. So the 3's right here. Notice that this note is note A is also called a noise sweep. It is off from the beat just a little bit, probably like milliseconds, right? Why did I do that? Because I feel like that is going to add more complexity to the song versus being on beat. There's a lot of parts in this song already in the drums that are on beat. So I wanted to add more complexity to it, if that makes any sense. That's why I did that. But I also experimented with it too. I did try on beat, and I said, it sounds good, but I feel like it could be better, especially for this sound, that swooping sound. I wanted it to be present, right? So I just did that. You don't have to do it. It's just one thing that I do. And then look at this one. This is also a drum kit right here. I went to electronic drum kit, cinematic funk, and I just created it. So let's listen to see what that sounds like. Well, let's look at it too. There you go. Cool, right? It sounds like a bomb or a missile, like something's about to happen. And I have it in the beginning of the song. Right? That's cool, right? And also, if you notice, I have it over here too. Oh, look, I don't have the arrangements. Let me show you how to get the arrangements. If you cannot see your arrangements and you can't get to it, put your little cursor up over here, right click, and just click on arrangements, and it'll pop up. But look here, so I have, this is my verse, my chorus, my bridge, and verse 2. Okay, let's move on. Look at this interchange right here. This is also another drum kit, and this is at the electronic drum kit. Interchange, and it's just one note, like I said before too. Just one note. Let's listen to it. You know, you can't really hear it. Let me process both of these at the same time really quick. turn it up here, and I'll tell you why I have it turned down in a minute. Okay, let's listen to that. Okay, so there you go. The reason why you saw two notes there is because I highlighted both of these. And how did I highlight both of these at the same time? I held Command, I clicked it, and you can click whatever you want. Just click it again and it'll turn off. But notice if I click both of these and I hit the editor, it's going to show both notes. So you can process that way too. But for this purpose, I'm only going to process one way. And just going to show you this editor. And that's just one note there. Just one simple note. That's it. And that little note added so much more dynamic to the song. Listen. Right? Now let's bring in this pulsar. Let's bring in this pulsar now. Let's hear how this sounds. All right. So I want you to take note on something here. If you look at this on this track here, and you look on this track, there's a little green light right here, a little green light here too. This little knob says L and R, one's for left and one's for right. Now it's your panning knob. So this is panning this sound to the left, -18, and this is pan to the right, +18. So you probably can't hear it because you're probably watching this through your phone, but if you have headphones on, you would be able to hear this come into the left. And if you noticed, I'm going to show both of you, both of these tracks together. If you noticed that this comes first, this zap comes first, and then this one comes second. Vroom, vroom, right? That one comes second. And I got that one, this one, the one that comes first pans to the left, and the one that comes last pans to the right. So it's almost sounding like I wanted it to sound like a laser beam, or going in from your left and then coming over to the right. So going through the listener's, going past the listener's face, and they're like, oh, kind of give it that bounce feel. So let's listen to the whole thing again. Oh, you weren't supposed to hear that part yet. It's okay. It's a cool melody. I think it's a cool melody. But let's listen to the whole drums again. Nice little bounce. Cool little bounce to it, right? Now, this part right here, these two right here, don't be afraid to play with this. Like I did -18, and that's just what I like to hear. I did +18 of here. You can go more aggressive and do like -30. There's no rules. Whatever you think sounds good. This is your artistry, but don't forget that you need to have a target audience, So what is in right now? What do people like to hear? Okay. So now I worked on this melody, right? I worked on my melodies. Let's listen to this melody. This one I created this melody with my MIDI controller. Let me highlight this for you. See these little lines that go vertical up and down? That's automation. And I did that using my MIDI controller. I had this little knob that I move left and right, and it changes the notes one up or one down. Okay, or one up and one down, if depending how you want to use it. But let's listen to it. So that's what I did there, and all this one is just a G note, just a G note. See, all this one's off a little bit. Let me fix it. There you go. Boom. That's perfect. Check out these other ones. This one's a little bit off too. Probably they wouldn't be able to hear it, but I see it, and I try to make it as even as possible. sort of structure, I guess. I don't know. I probably didn't have to do this, but I like making it even. I don't know. OCD, I guess. But it's just one note. It's just the note of G. Now, if you don't have a MIDI controller, you can kind of make this sound the same. You know, let's listen to it again. And all it is it's just moving one note. Check it out. That's all it is. Here, let me go ahead and record it so you can see what it looks like. Let's make, you know what, let's make a new one. How do you make a new track? How do I copy this track? How do I do that? Go up here. This little box right here, this little plus sign, little plus box with the box underneath it that you can kind of see through. Click it. What's going to happen is it's going to copy this data here and put it here. It won't create the region, but how do you get that there? You can just copy and paste it, and you know, copy and then turn this, click that button, and then paste it right here. But I don't want to do that. I want to show you the sound. I want to create the sound for you without using the MIDI controller. Okay, and I'm gonna turn this. I'm gonna open up this editor so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, ready? Here we go. I got the count in 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're gonna go. And that's all that is. You could probably get away with just using no automation at all. I just thought it sounded cool to have this automation here. I thought it was, but it's basically the same thing. So if you do have a MIDI controller, man, cool. You know, have fun with it. If you don't, it's okay. Just do it just like that. That's fine too. Go ahead and delete that. Okay, now I wanted to do something here. Like I didn't want to add these right away. I didn't want to add this one or this one right away, and I'll tell you why. So I'm just muting. Oops. Let me go ahead and fix that. I just want to mute this one region right here. I just want to right click it and put mute on. You can also hit I believe it's Control M. Yeah, if you hold Control M and you put your cursor, you highlight whatever one you want, you can go ahead and mute it. So Control M, M for money. Okay, so I have these ones muted, and let's listen to it. Okay, and the reason why I'm doing that is because this is gonna add a different flavor to my verse 2. So I want to tell my story here. Like, okay, if as you heard it, you're like, man, that's a bouncy beat, right? It's a bouncy beat, brother. But then you come over here, I'm gonna add this, so it's gonna give a little bit of more spice, more bounce to it, right? So that's what I do. So think of it this way: this is storytelling. Your song is a story, right? This is what is you're telling right here. You're beginning your story right here, your introduction, right? What your song is going to be about, verse 2 and verse 3. You know, I'm going to show you what I got with this. I'm going to show you what this is about. You know, you're going to see it. And so tell your story in your music. You don't have to do that. That theory doesn't work every single time. But that's just one way to create a song. Now I want to talk about this region here. Look at this one. This adds another melody. So these are basically two melodies. Let's mute this melody out. That's cool, right? That's really awesome. But let's go ahead and add this melody back in. I thought it sounded really cool. And basically all this melody too is, If you click on the track that you want, you could see what you have. So this is basically a synthesizer lead, and a festival lead. Now I went ahead and I did change the sound frequencies a bit. I have on my MIDI controller, I got these little knobs that I can turn clockwise or counterclockwise, and it basically creates a new sound. It lowers frequencies, brings some more up, and that's basically what I did to get that sound. Um, but yeah, there's like song packs out there where they create it for you and you can just have it off the bat. But I like to do it this way. It makes me feel more creative when I make the own sounds. Okay, let's listen again. I really like it. Okay, so all these sounds add a dynamic to this beat, right? That's what I do. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to accomplish. I'm trying to build a beat, right? And so there's 5 tracks on this beat, 2 melodies, right? And honestly, I tried adding more sound, but I felt like more sound was too much. It's like adding, salt's good. Everybody loves salt. Well, most everybody loves salt. But if you add too much salt, it's gonna take away the flavor of the food, and then it's just really unpleasant. So don't be afraid, to add in or take out just to see what a song sounds like. So play with that. Okay, let's move on to the chorus. I created this chorus. Now I have a mirror of this chorus, and the reason why I did that is because I use this to mess around. I love the way this sounds, right? But I don't want to mess it up if I want to try to explore different avenues of sound. So I just, like I showed you, I mirrored it. I created a new track. And I just copied and pasted. That's what I did. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this alone for right now. Let me go ahead and delete this so you don't see that. I don't want to confuse you guys. But this sound is very, very, very simple. Now, this is as far as I got right now. I actually like the simplicity of the chorus and the bridge, but I did add this sound, the analog circuit, to the bridge just to signify that, hey, this is a different part of the song. But let's go ahead and listen to this. Listen to this part here. Okay, so now this isn't mixed in, so it doesn't really make sense right now. But let me go back to bar 6 and let's go to bar 7 and let this play out so you can hear how these connect together. Okay, so if this wasn't here, if this analog circuit wasn't here, it would definitely not make any sense. So check it out. It was just like a hard transition. Let me just add that one note in, see what happens. Now these drum beats are different. Well, these ones are the same. It's just a loop. We need to put this together. So this is a loop, and these drum patterns are different. Okay. Oops. If you mess up like that, Command Z, and it'll go right back to where it was. But these ones are different, especially from this one. I want people to know, the listener to know, okay, this is the chorus and this is going to be the bridge. So even if you just take something out, change the drum pattern a little bit. So this is what this drum pattern looks like. Very, very simple. I use the same technique, making one of the kick drums in the bar. This is the bar. This is the bar right here, 11 to 12. Right, this is one bar. So every bar I made one of the drums louder than the others, just to add that dynamic. Excuse me. Okay, now, and this verse too, I haven't really got here yet, but um, this does, I'm going to end up changing something here. I don't know if I'm going to use this, if I'm going to use these ones, but let's just say I did. Let's just say I did want to use these ones. You know, instead of creating the whole thing over again, I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to highlight the one that I want, highlight it by clicking on it, Command C, put my cursor to wherever I want it, and Command V. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing, put the cursor here, and I want to grab this one, Command C, Command V. Okay, now I'm probably going to end up mixing these sounds, this track a little bit better, because this lead, this synthesizer is really powerful, so it cuts through a lot of these sounds. And what we like to do is to make sure that these are all balanced, and I'll show you how to do that on the next episode. But in the meantime, go ahead and get started on this. Let me know your progress. Email me, you know, send me a clip, send me a clip of your sound. Just take your phone and send it. Let me know what you're working on. Maybe I can help you guys out. um, you know, hit me up on social media, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. I'll leave it in the comments. Text me, man. Text me 209-845-7761. I am in the United States. So the state code, the country code is +1. So +1 209-845-7761, and my number will be in the comments. You know, I would love to see what you're working on. If you have any questions, send me a video with your question. I'll send you one right back with the video. But guys, episode 3, we're gonna get into some more some mixing. Okay, I'm gonna finish this off right here on this verse, and I just really reason why I wanted to show you guys this is that um this takes a while. Like, I've been working on this beat since like 7 o'clock in the morning, or 7:30 in the morning, and it is now almost 10 o'clock, right? So this takes a process. I know we see on Instagram and on Twitter, like, oh, look at my beat that I created, and you know, these guys, you know, all the producers make it look like they did it within an hour, and yes, it is possible. um but I don't really work that fast. I like to take my time on stuff. So if you take a lot of time doing it, do not worry about it. You're on the right track. At least you started. Okay? So, okay, guys, until next time.